is no longer in the league because she not only got let go by the Chicago Sky, she has been let go by the New York Liberty, and she's crying online.
In the high-stakes world of professional basketball, few controversies have ignited as much passionate debate as the ongoing saga surrounding Diamond DeShields and her infamous encounter with WNBA sensation Caitlin Clark. What began as a single physical play during a heated August 2024 matchup between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever has morphed into a sprawling narrative that raises profound questions about athlete treatment, media responsibility, and the sometimes toxic nature of sports fandom in the social media age.
Trying to cut in this position right here, and Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. This sequence of play was wild. Absolutely wild.
As rumors of suspension and career-ending consequences continue to swirl around DeShields, it's time to separate fact from fiction and examine how a split-second on-court decision has cast a long shadow over a once promising career.
Getting waived is crazy because, like, what do you do after you get waived?
The incident itself occurred during what should have been a routine regular season game. With Clark leading a fast break for the Fever, DeShields made a defensive play that immediately drew scrutiny from officials and fans alike. The contact, captured from multiple angles and endlessly replayed across social media platforms, showed DeShields making shoulder-to-back contact with the rookie phenom, sending Clark sprawling across the hardwood. Officials quickly reviewed the play and assessed a flagrant 1 foul, a decision that would prove to be just the beginning of a controversy that continues to reverberate throughout the basketball world nearly a year later. In the immediate aftermath, the play sparked intense debate among fans, analysts, and fellow players. Some viewed it as a routine basketball play, perhaps overzealous but well within the physical nature of professional competition. Others saw something more sinister, a deliberate attempt to intimidate or even injure the league's most marketable young star. This polarization of opinion foreshadowed the much larger controversy that would eventually engulf DeShields and raise questions about her future in the league.
The league is getting rid of the Caitlin Clark haters. DJ Currency better move on eggshells, bro. She's the only one left. She is no longer in the league, crying online about it.
What makes this situation particularly compelling is how it has evolved over time. The initial flagrant foul call, while noteworthy, was hardly unprecedented in professional basketball. Players commit flagrant fouls regularly without facing career-threatening consequences. Yet in DeShields' case, the narrative has taken on a life of its own, fueled by a perfect storm of viral video clips, passionate fan reactions, and the unprecedented spotlight that follows Clark's every move on the court. The social media response was swift, and in many cases, merciless. DeShields found herself at the center of a digital firestorm, with countless fans expressing outrage over what they perceived as unnecessary roughness against the WNBA's new Golden Girl. The criticism went beyond normal sports debate, with some commenters crossing into deeply personal territory.
She assaulted Caitlin Clark on the court right before Caitlin Clark came off the court with 3:52 left.
Perhaps most disturbing were references to a tumor DeShields had battled in 2020, a medical condition that could have left her paralyzed and ended her career long before any on-court controversy. To her credit, DeShields responded to the barrage of negativity with remarkable grace. In a social media post that revealed her character more than any basketball play could, she wrote, "Thank you, God, for covering me. I pray you cover those who wish harm unto me as well." This dignified response in the face of intense criticism earned her respect from many observers, even as the controversy continued to build around her. The situation took another dramatic turn in May 2025, when the Connecticut Sun made the decision to waive DeShields just before the start of the new season. While team officials cited roster considerations and an ankle injury that had limited her participation in training camp, the timing created a perfect environment for speculation and misinformation.
Diamond DeShields actually getting waived from the Connecticut Sun just one day prior to tomorrow's May 16th, WNBA's 2025 season tip-off. She looked heartbroken and in pain, with the news of her being waived from the Connecticut Sun.
Almost immediately, videos began appearing across social media platforms with sensational titles, claiming the WNBA had suspended DeShields for her vicious attack on Clark, with many suggesting her career was effectively over as a result of the incident. These claims spread like wildfire despite a conspicuous lack of official confirmation. No reputable sports news outlet reported an official WNBA suspension. The league office made no announcement of disciplinary action beyond the original in-game flagrant foul call. Yet the narrative gained momentum nonetheless, demonstrating the troubling ease with which misinformation can take root in today's digital landscape, particularly when it aligns with existing biases or compelling storylines. Several WNBA veterans have spoken out about this phenomenon, noting the double standards that sometimes emerge in how physical play is perceived. When Clark commits a hard foul, it's often characterized as competitive fire or necessary toughness. When she's on the receiving end, the same level of contact can trigger calls for suspensions, fines, or worse. This inconsistency in reaction speaks to deeper questions about star treatment, race, and the complex social dynamics that influence how we interpret sporting events. For DeShields, the consequences extend far beyond basketball. The persistent online harassment she has faced represents a troubling aspect of modern sports culture, one where athletes are subjected to relentless criticism that often crosses the line into personal attacks. The mental and emotional toll of such treatment cannot be overstated, particularly when combined with the professional uncertainty that comes with being waived by a team. The situation raises important questions about media responsibility as well. In an era where engagement metrics often drive content decisions, sensationalized headlines and unverified claims can spread rapidly, sometimes outpacing more measured, fact-based reporting. Content creators face powerful incentives to amplify dramatic narratives, even when the underlying facts may not support such characterizations. The result is an information ecosystem where the most extreme interpretations often gain the most traction, regardless of their accuracy. Looking ahead, DeShields' future in the WNBA remains uncertain. At 30 years old, the former All-Star and WNBA champion still possesses the athletic gifts and basketball IQ that made her a top prospect coming out of Tennessee. However, the combination of recent injuries, the competitive nature of WNBA roster spots, and the lingering cloud of controversy creates significant challenges as she seeks to continue her professional career. Some analysts suggest that DeShields may benefit from a period overseas, where she could rebuild her reputation away from the intense spotlight of the WNBA. Others believe that the right team situation could still emerge, particularly if injuries create roster openings as the season progresses. What's clear is that whatever path her career takes from this point forward, the Clark incident will remain part of her basketball story, a moment that, fairly or unfairly, has come to define her in the eyes of many fans. For Clark, meanwhile, the incident represents just one chapter in what has already been a remarkable professional journey. The rookie sensation continues to shatter records and expectations, drawing unprecedented attention to women's basketball while handling the immense pressure with remarkable poise. Her ability to navigate the physical play that comes with being a marked player will be crucial to her long-term success in the league, as opponents continue to test her resolve with aggressive defensive strategies.
There's the two sides who think she is only popular and does have the notoriety and recognition that she does because she is white. There is the other side that says you guys are crazy, you're all jealous of her, and she is just talented.
The broader implications of this controversy extend to how the WNBA manages the delicate balance between protecting its stars and maintaining the physical integrity of the game. Basketball has always been a contact sport, with physical play an essential component of its competitive nature. Yet as the league continues to grow in popularity and commercial appeal, the pressure to ensure the safety and marketability of its most recognizable players will only increase. League officials face difficult questions about how to enforce rules consistently while acknowledging the unique commercial value certain players bring to the table. Finding this balance, protecting stars without creating a perception of preferential treatment, represents one of the most significant challenges facing the WNBA as it continues its impressive growth trajectory. Perhaps the most important lesson from the DeShields-Clark saga is how quickly narratives can spin out of control in today's media environment. What began as a single basketball play has evolved into a sprawling controversy, touching on issues of race, gender, media ethics, and the sometimes toxic nature of sports fandom. The gap between what actually happened on the court and how it has been characterized in certain corners of the internet highlights the responsibility all stakeholders, from media outlets to fans to the league itself, have in ensuring that conversations about the game remain grounded in fact rather than sensationalism. As for whether DeShields' WNBA career is truly over, as some headlines have suggested, only time will tell. Professional sports are filled with comeback stories, athletes who have overcome far greater obstacles than controversial fouls or temporary roster decisions to reclaim their place at the highest levels of competition. DeShields' basketball journey is still being written, and reducing it to a single moment or controversy does a disservice to her accomplishments and potential. What's certain is that the intersection of social media, star power, and traditional sports coverage has created an environment where narratives can take on lives of their own, sometimes diverging dramatically from the underlying reality. As fans and observers of the game, maintaining a critical eye toward sensational claims and seeking information from reputable sources becomes increasingly important in this landscape. The DeShields-Clark controversy ultimately serves as a cautionary tale about the power of perception in modern sports, how a single play can become magnified through the lens of social media, how misinformation can spread despite a lack of official confirmation, and how an athlete's career and reputation can be profoundly shaped by forces beyond their control. As the WNBA continues its impressive growth, navigating these dynamics will remain a crucial challenge for players, teams, and league officials alike.